Okay guys, here's my new system. I'm just gonna show it and show everything I like about it. I took a standard 75 gallon tank from your average pet store and I drilled a return line, and over here is my old system, which was the box from Glass Holes, and it's a 700 gallon per hour box, and that was what I used to have, and it's a nice box. It allowed me to not have to worry about having a overflow system. I can instead have the water fall through the tank and not have to worry about siphons failing. But it was a little bit loud and I never could quite get it as quiet as I wanted. I think the only system out there to possibly do that is this system right here. Now some of you guys might recognize this. This is what you call the Bean Animal style overflow. It's kind of a modification of a Herbie, in that the Herbie is just has the two, which would be the one that's surface skims right here, and then the full siphon here. So here is my full siphon. Right now it's running at full siphon. I'm gonna be quiet so you can hear the noise level. As you can tell, it's completely quiet. It is totally quiet. Now that's nice because here's my backup, and this is how it works. This guy is there in case the other one fails. If these other two over here fail and get clogged, this guy is my ultimate backup. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's set about 3/4 of an inch below the top of the tank. That way the water will fall into that, and it's a wide open channel, and it'll just fall into the sump tank underneath. Here you have my full siphon. I had a lot of trouble figuring out how to drill it low enough that it wasn't right at the edge of the aquarium back there, like right up at the top of the aquarium, but still allow water to pass through. Now eventually going to replace this with black PVC. I'm trying to use my digital SLR camera, and it's having a focusing nightmare right now because it's not meant for video shooting, but it takes nice pictures. Anyways, so as you can see, I'll see if I can zoom in on it under here. I drilled holes in this pipe. Come on, pipe. Come on, camera. There we go. I drilled holes in this pipe up here so that when the water level drops, those will break the siphon, and it won't let the water level drop too much. Otherwise it would have dropped all the way down to like that mid-level here, and that would have overwhelmed my sump tank underneath. I would have had water spillage. So as you can see in here, I have no splashing. I have a perfectly quiet system. I'm going to set it up with a 7-inch filter sock for all 3 of those drain lines, and that way I have filtration, because in my last system I did not do filtration very well, and I ended up with this crap load of algae and some unhappy clownfish. So they're just sitting around waiting for the new system to get put up. I've kind of gotten to the point where I ignored the tank completely after we moved to our new house, and all of my corals died. All of them. Every single one of my corals died. So I pulled the corals out, and I just have the clownfish in here, and it's been about 4 months with no protein skimmer, just a tank. I don't have the water level all the way to the top. Anyways, so the clownfish are hanging on. I got a backup light here to provide some light for them. I also have that light back there, but the algae's just gone crazy in here. But my other tank used to be this one here, and it had gotten kind of overgrown with algae too. I think namely because I was using kind of I don't know if I'd like the skimmer very much. I'll show you real quick. my Urchin Pro skimmer. I think I'm going to go this time instead with the skimmer from a Vast Marine, a build-it-yourself skimmer. So anyways, that skimmer will be a lot better. I'll build the CS1. If you guys look it up, you basically put your own acrylic together. It's a pretty cool thing. So this is something else I did different. I have a highly overpowered mag drive 9.5 right there. And you can see it runs across the back, and that black line back there goes back up to my return. As you can see right here, that's my return line. And the PVC line here leads to a bunch of ball valves right there. Hopefully you guys can see it, it's not blurry. But I have 3 different ball valves in here, and they're going to be powering all 3 of my reactors. I have biopellets, and I have GFO, and then carbon. And we'll see if I can't power all 3 of them with my return pump and still circulate enough water through my system, no big deal. I'll just shut these guys off and pretend they don't exist ever again, and then just put another pump down there, because good lord, I had like 5 pumps in my last system, and I couldn't even clean my sump tank because there were so many pumps in there. So my attempt with this is to reduce the amount of electricity and pumps that I use, and so basically I'm not throttling this mag drive 9.5 back at all. In my last system I had a ball valve that was throttling it, but in this system I'm just using this loop here. You can see it goes around and then dumps back down into the tank, and that has a ball valve on it to help throttle the system. So what doesn't dump down this way or get used by my 3 reactors will be what goes up to the tank. And I don't need that much up to the tank, probably only 200 gallons or so per hour. So most of it I'm going to be able to throttle this way and use for this stuff. So, and I think gravity will prevent me from wasting all that water up in here. If I don't get enough pressure in my reactors, I might install a ball valve on the return line that goes up to the top tank, but I haven't decided that yet or not. So what you're going to see here in the future is I'm probably going to replace this loud mag drive eventually, which was the same one from my old system with like a Sika Silent or something like that. I want a quiet pump, and this thing, it's kind of loud. So I'm going to replace that pump, maybe or maybe not, but I'm going to route those 3 hoses into a filter sock holder that I'm probably going to make myself to hold those mesh filter socks from BRS, because those felt ones just get nasty, and I don't have the time to deal with them. The mesh is much easier to deal with. So that'll be my mechanical filtration. Then I'm going to put the Avast Marine CS1 skimmer in here. Right now though, the tank is just cycling. Now here's something awesome. I use Dr. Tim Aquatics fishless cycling kit, and it comes with ammonium chloride. So all I have to do is I dumped his special bacteria into my tank, and then after I did that, I dosed it with the ammonium chloride up until the system was at 2 to 3 parts per million, and then I will just keep monitoring the system on a daily basis until the level drops, and then add more ammonia, and then the level will drop again until I get to the point where I add ammonia and the levels drop immediately, and then I know I'm cycled. So when I add ammonia and the levels drop to 0, I know that I am ready for my fish, and I'll move my clownfish over from this tank. So this room is right now a project room. That's all the mess from doing my corals and stuff. So my wife hates me right now. Anyways, I just wanted to demonstrate really quick how easily this system stops and starts. So I'm gonna make a second video for that, and I'll upload it here of the siphons starting and stopping and how long it takes. It takes about a minute or two, and then you hear the bubbles all drop down, and then that's when the full siphon kicks in, and then the water level here at this box drops. So it's kind of nice because it only takes a minute or two, and then it gets so quiet. It's like serene quiet in here, other than my voice and that loud mag drive pump. But I'm happy with the new system, and I can't wait to get my corals put in, because this time it's going to be a coral garden with just a couple fish. So, alright guys, thanks.